None for the Queen.
What?
Well, you cannot have hot chocolate. Your stomach. The sugar inflames it.
Abigail, hand me that cup.
Do not.
I'm sorry, I do not know what to do.
The Favourite. Released in 2018, set in 1704.
Oh, fine. Give it to her. And then you can get a bucket and a mop for the aftermath.
Is a film about two women who compete for the affections of Queen Anne,
They're gorgeous.
each manipulating her to their own ends.
They're my babies.
It looks historically accurate and sounds historically accurate,
It's good to see you home and looking so well, Lady Marlborough.
but then we get a scene like this, or like this,
I forgot my glasses.
and we realise it's really more of an absurdist comedy, just pretending to be a historically accurate period piece.
A monster for the children to play with, perhaps.
Most period films, people talk in a certain way or move in a certain way.
I have loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. I couldn't help it.
I want to find a physicality that is unique to this film. People should, move and stand and in a certain way, dance specifically in a certain way.
Going into the film, director Yorgos Lanthimos knew he wanted to bring a clear sense of comedy to what would otherwise be a serious drama.
It's always the case that you're trying to strike a balance between comedy and the drama and the ridiculousness of situations and people and characters and, the darkness of the story as well.
You look like a badger.
Oh. Are you going to cry?
He's known for creating weird and absurd worlds that operate with different rules and social norms to our own. And The Favourite is no exception.
Well, what do you think you look like? Badger.
Before we continue, I'm very happy to thank today's sponsor, NordVPN. While making this video, I obviously watched The Favourite, but where I'm based it's not available on any streaming services. And this is where NordVPN comes in. I simply turned on the VPN, switched my country, refreshed Netflix, and there we go.
So you are perhaps too kind for your own good.
If you're worried about it buffering, forget about it. NordVPN offers great speed so you can enjoy your content lag-free in the highest definition. I've personally used Nord for years now and I couldn't recommend it enough. These videos couldn't be made without it, and I'm not lying when I say I use it every day. Get 4 months free with a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/archergreen or by following the link in the description. The internet is a wonderful place, but it can also be a dangerous place. This is where NordVPN comes in, to protect you while surfing the web. It's like leaving your laptop unattended in a coffee shop. Probably okay, but best not to risk it.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
So protect your data with NordVPN. Get 4 months free with a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/archergreen or by following the link in the description. That's nordvpn.com/archergreen. And now, on with the video. There's something very unique to a Yorgos Lanthimos film that's hard to define. Maybe it's his love for extremely wide-angle lenses, or the way his characters speak.
I've decided to go for a walk outside with my new friend.
He manages to make a simple scene of someone eating spaghetti into one of the most uncomfortable things ever put to screen.
And then he sticks it in his mouth.
But beneath this discomfort is a story world that might look and feel like our own, but it's actually a twisted reality that's governed by different rules and social norms.
Her name's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, give the nice man a kiss. He's a friend of mine.
The last thing I want right now is a kiss from a silly little girl.
His characters behave in strange ways. It's like watching people who've observed human behaviour and are trying to replicate it, but they never get it quite right. I think a good way to understand this is by comparing his style to another director, Wes Anderson. They both have a distinct visual style, and their characters often speak in the same deadpan tone.
I still don't understand the play.
My mother was left on her own when my father fell in love with a woman who was better at math than she was.
But there's an appeal and a whimsy to Wes Anderson's worlds, but Lanthimos' worlds feel more like a nightmare.
Our 2 children are dying in the other room, but yes, I can make you mashed potatoes tomorrow.
I read the script and I just thought it was the most bleak thing that I had ever read.
The Lobster is set in a world where if you're single for too long, you're transformed into an animal of your choice.
And the dog?
My brother, he was here a couple of years ago, but he didn't make it.
This is David, and he is single.
Now, have you thought of what animal you'd like to be if you end up alone?
To us, this is a very strange situation, but David isn't fazed by the absurdity of it. He simply gives a rational answer.
Yes, a lobster. Because lobsters live for over 100 years.
His passive acceptance of the rules of this society implies that a wider world exists beyond what we're shown on the screen. This is what the characters are used to, so why would they find it strange?
Why don't you become parrots too? and then we'll all be together.
No one questions why single people need to be turned into animals. It's just how this world works.
That makes total sense.
What we try to do is come up with a world which is very familiar to us and it feels like now,
We always sat together at school.
but it just has different rules.
My mother entered the hotel but didn't make it and was turned into a wolf.
In Dogtooth, a father constructs a false reality for his children that he's sheltered from the wider world. Words are redefined.
Θάλασσα είναι η δερμάτινη πολυθρόνα.
The rules, norms and definitions of this world doesn't make sense to us, but the children accept this because it's all they know.
Κάτσε στη θάλασσα να τα πούμε με την ησυχία μας.
When the son throws a toy outside the grounds, he asks his dad to pick it up because he can't leave. But there's no reason he can't leave, apart from the fact his father won't let him. He passively resigns to the alternate reality constructed by his father. This passive resignation to a strange reality is also seen in his short film, Mimic. A guy meets a strange woman on the subway, she follows him home, enters with her own duplicate key, and begins to mimic his words and movement.
Tell her to get out.
Tell him to get out.
Neither him or his family question why she is mimicking him, and they don't seem surprised by this sequence of events. It's as if this is a regular occurrence in this world.
Children, please.
Children,
Tell your
tell your
mother
mother who the real father is.
Nobody really resists this hijacking of his life.
How should we know? We're just kids.
Not even the orchestra when the mimic just sits there, absolutely butchering the cello. Just like the Lobster, Lanthimos offers no explanation as to why this is happening. We don't know why it's illegal to be single in the Lobster, and we don't know why the woman is mimicking this guy.
So,
This is our home.
It's this ambiguity that allows us to come to our own conclusions. The Lobster poses questions about relationships and intimacy.
If you encounter any problems that you cannot resolve yourselves, you will be assigned children.
And Mimic poses questions about identity and daily routines. But he never gives us direct answers to these questions.
That's awful. Just awful.
By posing strange alternate realities, he forces us to think about our own society. Even Colin Farrell doesn't really know if there was a singular message of the Lobster.
No, I don't know that there is there's no singular message that the filmmakers are trying to put forth. I know that for sure. Aren't you going to eat your fries?
I'm saving them till last.
Why?
I really like fries, I always save them for last.
I do that too.
Perhaps the most strange thing about Lanthimos' worlds is the characters.
But I won't let you leave until you've tried my tart.
Real people don't speak like this.
Truth is, he's beautiful hands.
You kind of know what language and tone to talk in a Yorgos movie, so his direction is pretty precise and small.
All doctors have clean, nice, beautiful hands.
Typically when writing dialogue, you want to rely on subtext. The implied, unspoken meaning of a character's words are often more important than what they're actually saying.
Why does Augie burn his hand on the quickie griddle?
The opening scene of The Social Network is a good example.
I'm just saying I need to do something substantial in order to get the attention of the clubs.
Why?
Because they're exclusive.
Right from the start, ideas of status, competition, hierarchy, and exclusivity are established.
How do you distinguish yourself in a population of people who all got 1600 on their SATs?
I didn't know they take SATs in China.
We already have an idea of the themes of the story before it even really begins.
They don't. I wasn't talking about China anymore. I was talking about me.
But these are the first lines in The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Nice watch.
thanks.
What's the water resistance?
200 meters.
And it's got a date display.
Yes, it does.
They don't exactly reveal much about the themes of the film or give any idea of what the story is even about.
I might have gone for a metal strap instead of a leather strap.
Really?
Yes.
In doing this, Lanthimos is stripping his characters of any subtext. It's as if they're saying exactly what they're thinking as soon as they think it.
I was looking for you.
I was masturbating behind those trees over there.
Barry Keoghan is perfectly comfortable asking Colin Farrell about his chest hair because he has no anxieties or insecurities he wants to hide.
Your son told me that you've got lots of hair under your arms, 3 times more than I do.
He simply says what he thinks when he thinks it. And this frankness is what makes his character so disturbing.
Okay, you do have more hair than I do, but not 3 times more.
Lanthimos' characters have no hidden personal motives. Instead, they're controlled by a much larger world. A world in which they have no control over, in which they have no impactful feelings to hide. A world in which the rules define their actions, rather than their desires.
The Queen has decided, Harley.
I disagree. A lot. I would like an audience with the Queen where I may state my case.
Stage it to me. I love a comedy. Is there cake?
Another way you can spot a Lanthimos film is through the visuals. What does this, and this have in common? Well, they're all shot on very wide-angle lenses. And why does he do this?
So the use of extreme wide-angle lenses kind of enhance the feel of those extremely big spaces and how they're juxtaposed to the few people that inhabit them.
There's also an observational quality to these shots. It's as if we're looking through the keyhole into another world.
I brought you a clean shirt.
Poor Things takes this to the next level with shots like this. These lenses create a mood of abnormality. The visuals are literally distorted to fit these absurd worlds, yet this is completely normal to the characters.
I think the madness of those lenses begin to become quite normal, and that's interesting that you tune into that as far as like, oh, that's there, and it's the part of the language, and it's definitely effective.
It is your body, Bella Baxter. Yours to give freely.
I generally charge 30 francs.
Well, that seems low.
The anamorphic lenses create a disconnect between the audience and the world of the film. It's as if we're observing this absurd world from a safe distance, and the clinical dialogue only heightens the disconnect we have to the characters.
Sorry I was late today, Stephen.
It doesn't matter.
I was over at a friend's house.
It's fine.
He rarely shoots close-ups, and when he does, they're at a high or a low angle, or with strange framing. He also uses a lot of subtle zooms. Unlike a tracking on a dolly, a zoom shot enlarges the subject but compresses the background and flattens what we see. Instead of connecting with the subject, we feel like outside observers. He also makes use of zoom out shots. Typically these are used to contextualize a scene, replacing what we imagine to be there with what we're shown. Like these shots from Barry Lyndon, which gradually show more and more elements in the frame, but these are elements we expect to see. This is sometimes the case in a Lanthimos film, like when Kim is singing to Martin in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, but other times he uses zoom outs to introduce unexpected elements. A peaceful sleep turns into a husband thinking about murdering his wife. From the very first shot of The Killing of a Sacred Deer, we see the strength and vitality of a beating heart, only for us to zoom out and reveal that the heart is being operated on. It's not as strong as we once thought because it's being repaired. The tension produced during these zoom outs is due to our lack of control. Typically we can expect what we see when the camera zooms out, but in a Lanthimos film this is rarely the case. There's a loss of control over what's happening. We may be omnipresent observers to this world, but we're not omnipotent. This attention to detail continues into the production design. While his earlier films exist in a world that resembles our own, he seems to be increasingly embracing more fantastical environments. The Favourite is set in the 18th century, and an effort was made to make this world look historically accurate.
We did end up doing the whole film on location. It's always my preferred approach to be in real places and figure things out on the spot.
They're shot on location in a real place used by an English queen.
Hatfield House is a palace north of London where we filmed, and in fact Elizabeth first lived there when she was a little girl. So it's even older than the period that we're filming in.
And this helped create a sense of historical realism.
The history of it, shooting on location, was just infused a lot, I think, into the feeling for everybody.
But of course, this is still a Yorgos Lanthimos film.
Your Majesty.
So there's going to be absurd elements. While The Favourite may seem like a departure from his previous films, I would argue it's actually an extension of his style. His worlds have always been dominated by abstract rules and social norms.
I imagine you know that masturbation is not permitted in the rooms or any other area of the hotel.
And The Favourite is no exception. They're just less obvious, because we already have expectations about how this historical society operates.
The servant is dressed in the clothes of a lady. How whimsical.
For example, does it make sense for someone like this to be in charge? Not really, but because of the social norms, she's the queen. In The Lobster, compatibility is determined by superficial similarities.
Help!
So Ben Wishaw's character gives himself a nosebleed in order to fall in love with a girl who gets nosebleeds.
I think your nose is bleeding.
Really? This happens to me all the time.
I know. I have a nosebleed problem too.
Spoilers for Killing of a Sacred Deer, but a member of Colin Farrell's family must die.
Just like you killed a member of my family, now you gotta kill a member of your family to balance things out, understand?
And ultimately, he works within these abstract rules to succeed. The Favourite only continues this trend, with the characters working within the rules of 18th century English court to achieve their goals.
I will not lie, I would like to be a lady again.
Yes, this is right.
Only this time the rules aren't created by Lanthimos himself. Instead, he looks to history for inspiration. In creating these abstract rules for his absurdist worlds, Lanthimos is playing the role of the father from Dogtooth. He redefines a society we recognise by twisting the social norms. He creates something familiar,
I didn't know you were short-sighted.
but through these warped social rules, he makes his world deeply uncomfortable.
I'm short-sighted too.
The visuals work to elevate this discomfort, creating an emotional distance between us and the characters. It's as if we're looking through a window into a parallel world. Apart from Dogtooth, we never actually see the origins of these rules, making us wonder if they're just formed by society, or are they metaphysical rules that govern the universe? In The Lobster, why do single people need to be turned into animals? Is it to conform to unbreakable principles that operate above humanity, or just because society deems it so?
Can I see your certificate, please?
In doing this, he makes us question how our own society works.
Shouldn't we rule out all possible causes?
Through this reshaping of reality, we can gain a new perspective on our own world. It makes us identify and question the norms we live by.
Do you understand? It's metaphorical.
Just like his characters are passively resigned to following the twisted rules of their reality, Lanthimos draws attention to how we passively accept the norms of our own world. His films are more than just weird movies, but in creating uncomfortable, warped realities, he gives us a new perspective on our own. I'm Lawrence, and this has been Archer Green, and thank you for watching.